A very good afternoon. You're watching the Midday News on Rajya Sabha television. My name is Aishwarya Kapoor. All the developing news stories from India and across the globe are coming up in the next 30 minutes. Let us start with the top headlines. Prime Minister Modi inaugurates a Bose Museum at Red Fort on Netaji's 122nd birth anniversary. Museum showcases artifacts related to Subhash Chandra Bose and his Indian National Army. President to confer Pravasi Bharatiya Samman on 30 NRIs today. Highest honor for overseas Indians, acknowledges exceptional contributions in their professions. Nine arrested in Maharashtra for alleged links with the Islamic State terrorist group. All suspects nabbed by Maharashtra anti-terrorism squad teams over the last 2 days. %48 increase in employment generation in the formal sector. EPFO data reveals a 15-month high of over 7.3 lakh new subscribers for November. And Men in Blue chase 158 runs for victory in the first ODI against New Zealand. Kuldeep Yadav bags the 4-wicket haul. Shikhar Dhawan becomes the second fastest Indian to reach 5,000 one-day international runs. The top story this afternoon, Prime Minister Narendra Modi inaugurated the Subhash Chandra Bose Museum at Red Fort today on the 122nd birth anniversary of the legendary freedom fighter. The museum provides a detailed account of Subhash Chandra Bose and the history of the Indian National Army. It also showcases various artifacts related to Bose and the INA. The artifacts include a wooden chair and a sword used by Netaji, medals, badges, uniforms and other artifacts. The Prime Minister had laid the foundation stone of the museum in October last year. And Prime Minister Modi also visited the museum on Jallianwala Bagh and World War I, which provides an authentic account of the 1919 Jallianwala Bagh massacre. The museum on 1857, India's first war of independence, portrays the historical narrative of the 1857 War of Independence, showcasing the valor and the sacrifices made by Indians during the period. Prime Minister Modi also visited the museum on 1857, India's first War of Independence, and also Drishya Kala Museum on the Indian art at the Red Fort. And tributes are poured in for Bose at a function held in the Central Hall of Parliament House today as well. Several leaders, including Lal Krishna Advani and Ghulam Nabi Azad, were present at the event. The government will also announce the winners of the national awards named after Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose today. The awards were announced last year by the Prime Minister and will be given to police personnel for their exemplary work in rescue and relief operations during any kind of disasters. And President Ramnath Kovind will present the Pravasi Bharatiya Samman to 30 awardees on the last day of the Pravasi Bharatiya Divas today. Now, this year's awardees have been selected by a jury headed by the Vice President of the country. The award is the highest honor conferred on overseas Indians to honor exceptional and meritorious contribution in their professions. And earlier on Tuesday, the Prime Minister inaugurated the 15th Pravasi Bharatiya Divas. Speaking to the Indian diaspora, PM Modi targeted the previous Congress governments and said that they made zero effort to plug in corruption. Akhilesh Suman brings us this report.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi formally inaugurated the 15th Pravasi Bharatiya Divas in Varanasi on Tuesday. The chief guest at the event was Mauritian Prime Minister Praveen Jagannath. Without naming anyone, Prime Minister Modi alluded to a former Prime Minister's remark that only 15 paise of each 1 rupee reaches the masses. He further added that Congress governments over the years have done nothing to stop the leakage. He pressed on the fact that his government has ended the loot in just 4.5 years, all with the use of technology.
इतने व्यर्थ तक देश पर जिस पार्टी ने शासन किया उसने देश को जो व्यवस्था दी थी उस सच्चाई को प्रधानमंत्री रहते हुए उन्होंने स्वीकार किया था। लेकिन अफसोस ये रहा कि बाद के अपने 10-15 साल के शासन में भी इस लूट को, इस लीकेज को बंद करने का प्रयास नहीं किया गया। साथियों, अब मैं आपको आज की सच्चाई भी बताना चाहता हूं। हमने टेक्नोलॉजी का इस्तेमाल करके इस 85% की लूट को 100% खत्म कर दिया है।
The Prime Minister called the summit an excellent forum to engage with the Indian diaspora. Describing NRIs as India's brand ambassadors, he said they were the symbols of the country's capabilities. Prime Minister Modi said his government is trying to ease processes concerning social security, passports, visas, as well as PIO and OCI cards.
दुनिया भर में हमारी एम्बेसीज और कॉन्सुलेट्स को पासपोर्ट सेवा प्रोजेक्ट से जोड़ा जा रहा है। इससे आप सभी के लिए पासपोर्ट सेवा से जुड़ा एक सेंट्रलाइज्ड सिस्टम तैयार हो जाएगा। बल्कि अब तो एक कदम आगे बढ़ते हुए चिप बेस ई पासपोर्ट जारी करने की दिशा में भी काम चल रहा है। साथियों, पासपोर्ट के साथ साथ वीजा से जुड़े नियमों को भी सरल किया जा रहा है। ई वीजा की सुविधा मिलने से आपके समय की बचत भी हो रही है और परेशानियां भी कम हुई है।
On the sidelines of the summit, Prime Minister Narendra Modi also held talks with his Mauritian counterpart. Both leaders vowed to deepen ties in sectors such as trade and investment and boost the bilateral development partnership.
A strategy is to make Indians who are living abroad aware about India's change and India's development and how India is working on transparency, eradicating corruption and poverty. And this will attract NRIs or PIOs or OCIs to come to India, invest in India or share their expertise with India so that India can go on faster development in the world. Akhilesh Suman for Rajya Sabha Television with camera person Yogesh Agrawal in Varanasi.
In fact, Akhilesh Suman is now joining us on the phone line. Akhilesh, the 15th Pravasi Bharatiya Divas will culminate with the valedictory address of President Ramnath Kovind this evening, and the President will also confer the Pravasi Bharatiya Samman Awards to 30 recipients from all over the world. What is happening in Varanasi right now?
Yeah, actually in Varanasi, it is very interesting situation because yesterday it was Prime Minister's Day. Prime Minister spoke at length about changing India. And today was the day of Pravasi Bharatiya people who are questioning the government of India officials in sessions, different sessions. And I witnessed today two sessions. One was on artificial intelligence and another was on how, the Pravasi Bharatiyas want to help India in its development or how they can engage with. And there are so many questions, that everyone I found that I was talking to.
Connected with our reporter on that story. Of course, today is the last and the final day of the Pravasi Bharatiya Divas. And remember, the opening day of the event started with the Youth Pravasi Bharatiya Divas, and the second day of the event, Prime Minister Narendra Modi formally inaugurated the convention. And today, the President will confer the Pravasi Bharatiya Samman Awards to 30 recipients from all over the world. Let's get you some other news now. The Maharashtra Anti-terrorism Squad has arrested 9 people from Thane and Aurangabad for their alleged links with the banned terror outfit Islamic State. The 9 terror suspects, all belonging to a group, were nabbed by the ATS over the last 2 days. The arrest followed searches in areas in Thane's Mombora township and in Aurangabad. ATS also seized chemicals, acid bottles, sharp knives, mobile phones, hard disks and some SIM cards from the group as well. The accused have been booked for criminal conspiracy and the Bombay Police Act. The employment generation in the formal sector increased by 48% to touch a 15-month high of 7.32 lakh in the month of November last year, as compared to 4.93 lakh in the year-ago month. According to the latest EPFO data, around 73.5 lakh new subscribers were added to the Social Security scheme of the Employees Provident Fund Organization from September 2017 to November 2018, indicating that these many jobs were created in the last 15 months. During November 2018, the maximum number of 2.18 lakh jobs were created in the 18 to 21 years age group, followed by 2.03 lakhs in the 22 to 25 years age bracket. A news just coming in, Congress has appointed K.C. Venugopal as the AICC General Secretary with immediate effect. Venugopal replaces Ashok Gehlot, who took over as Rajasthan Chief Minister last year. Meanwhile, in another decision, the party has appointed Priyanka Gandhi as AICC General Secretary for Uttar Pradesh East. Priyanka Gandhi will take a charge from February next month, and she replaces Ghulam Nabi Azad, who will now be the General Secretary of Haryana. And to get more updates, we have with us our colleague Vishal. They are joining us from the newsroom. Vishal, important changes we are seeing in the top leadership of the Congress party. How do you view these new developments?
Well, that's right, Aishwarya. Indeed, this is really important and a big news as far as the political scenario is concerned, not only for the Congress party, but overall scenario, political scenario as well. In fact, it looks like that the top leadership of the Congress party has finally bitten the bullet as far as bringing in Priyanka Gandhi Vadra to the active politics is concerned. We all know that Priyanka has been active in the Gandhi family pocket boroughs of Amethi and Raebareli, the two Lok Sabha seats which are represented by the Congress President Rahul Gandhi and the ex-Congress President Sonia Gandhi. These two constituencies have seen a lot of active involvement of Priyanka Gandhi Vadra, and there has been for quite a few years now a lot of speculations about when and how and in what manner, with what responsibility will Priyanka be taking that plunge into active politics. During the previous, assembly elections in Uttar Pradesh also, there was a lot of talk about it, but it didn't happen. Eventually, just, a few weeks before the, formal announcement of Lok Sabha polls, it looks like both Priyanka Gandhi and her brother, the Congress President Rahul Gandhi, had finally taken this call that she will be actively joining politics, and the kind of responsibility which has been given to her, that is the eastern part of the Uttar Pradesh. Now, Congress has strategically divided the biggest state, Uttar Pradesh, in two parts in terms of, their political aspect. One is Eastern Uttar Pradesh, the responsibility for which has been given to Priyanka as the General Secretary of the All India Congress Committee, and the Western Uttar Pradesh, that responsibility has been given to Jyotiraditya Scindia, somebody who missed the chance of becoming the Chief Minister of Madhya Pradesh. So it looks like this is another test which has been given to Jyotiraditya Scindia. Looks like another change in some more terms that is giving a new look, or rather revamping the entire organization. That process which Rahul began after he took over as Congress President seems to be culminating now with these two young faces as in charge of the most important state, the most crucial state for 2019 elections, as well as K.C. Venugopal replacing Ashok Gehlot as the General Secretary in charge of the organization, another key post in the party. So clearly, these changes do indicate a lot in terms of what lies ahead as far as Congress's game plan is concerned, and also the team Rahul, which has been talked about, the new and revamped Congress party, whether or not it will be able to go ahead and, sort of resurrect itself in the 2019 elections is something we will have to wait and watch.
Absolutely. So important developments coming ahead of the 2019 general elections. Priyanka Gandhi Vadra joining active politics. She has got the key post ahead of polls. Remember, she had always confined her role in politics to the constituencies of her brother Rahul and mother Sonia Gandhi, Amethi and Raebareli till now. But important developments coming in ahead of that general elections. Thank you so much, Vishal, for all those updates and that perspective. perspective on that story. And Congress President Rahul Gandhi is on a two-day visit to his constituency, Amethi, where he is scheduled to meet the representatives of Gram Panchayats. Rahul Gandhi will address a Nukkar Sabha and will interact with the Congress workers. Meanwhile, the proposed visit of UP Chairperson Sonia Gandhi to her Lok Sabha constituency, Rai Bareli, has been cancelled due to unavoidable reasons. In Midday News, we'll take a very short break here. We'll be right back with more news. Don't go anywhere.
Mihir Sen, an outstanding and extraordinary saltwater swimmer of India. He is the first Asian to swim the English Channel way back in 1958. And just 8 years later, in 1966, he swam the 7 seas of the 5 continents in 1 calendar year, which etched his name in the Guinness Book of World Records. In 1959, he was also conferred the Padma Shri, and in 1967, he was awarded the Padma Bhushan.
Welcome back after the break. The Election Commission on Tuesday asked the Delhi police to lodge an FIR against a self-proclaimed cyber expert for his claims that the 2014 Lok Sabha polls were rigged. Meanwhile, the BJP has dubbed the allegations of rigging in the 2014 polls a Congress-sponsored conspiracy. On the other hand, Congress once again pressed for its demand for ballot paper system for the 2019 election.
The Election Commission on Tuesday asked the Delhi police to lodge an FIR against a self-proclaimed cyber expert, Syed Shuja. At an event in London, Shuja had claimed that electronic voting machines can be hacked. The EC said Shuja has allegedly violated Section 5051 of the IPC pertaining to spreading rumours that create panic. Dubbing the allegations a Congress-sponsored conspiracy, Law Minister Ravi Shankar Prasad said the event was designed to defame Indian democracy and the country's election commission. The BJP also questioned the presence of Congress leader Kapil Sibal at the event in London.
कहा गया कि 14 में हैकिंग से मोदी जी जीते हैं। 2014 के चुनाव में आप याद करिए, यूपीए पावर में थी, हम नहीं थे। तो जैसा कि चुनाव आयोग ने कहा, ये पूरी कमेटी जो बनी थी 2010 में बनी थी, जो पूरा ईवीएम के टेक्नोलॉजिकल इश्यू को देखती है, मैं उस पर अलग से आऊंगा। तो जो हम सत्ता में थे नहीं, तो फिर भी हमारी इतनी हैसियत थी कि साहब हम हैकिंग कर सकते थे। ये कौन सा लॉजिक है?
Reacting to the allegations, Congress leader Kapil Sibal clarified that the Indian Journalists Association's London president had sent him a personal invite and his presence at the event had nothing to do with the party. Meanwhile, the Congress has reiterated its demand to bring back the ballot paper system for the upcoming general elections.
हमारी मांग ये है, चुनाव सिर पर है। विपक्षी दलों ने परसों भी कलकत्ता में जो बहुत बड़ी एक रैली हुई थी 19 तारीख को, उसमें ये तमाम विपक्षी दलों ने बात दोहराई है। तो उस पे गौर करते हुए चुनाव आयोग ये सुनिश्चित करे कि 50% कम से कम वीवीपीएटी जो पर्ची है वो रैंडमली उसकी भी गणना हो।
At the event in London on Monday, a man who identified himself as a US-based cyber expert alleged that the BJP had won the 2014 polls by hacking into EVMs. The EC had, however, rejected claims of EVM tampering, asserting that EVMs are manufactured under very strict supervisory and security conditions. Panchanan Mishra's report for Rajya Sabha TV.
Meanwhile, EVM developers at the Electronic Corporation of India has clarified that Syed Shuja was never employed with them. ECIL rejected claims that Shuja worked with them from 2009 to 2014. In a letter, ECIL also said that Shuja was in no way involved in the design and development of EVMs. The self-proclaimed Indian cyber expert Syed Shuja had claimed that he was part of a team at the ECIL at a press conference in London via Skype. On to some other news, according to the Directorate General of Civil Aviation, the number of flyers on domestic routes saw a growth of 18.6% in 2018 as flyers increased to 13.89 crore in 2018 from 11.71 crore in 2017. The month of December, which is the holiday season, recorded 1.26 crore domestic flyers as compared to 1.12 crore in December 2017, which is an increase of 12.91%. While Indigo's market share increased to 41.5% in 2018, the domestic market share of Air India, Jet Airways and SpiceJet fell marginally due to intense competition. And the Central Board of Direct Taxes has asked the non-filers to assess their tax liability for the assessment year 2018-19 and file their income tax returns within 21 days. Now, this after the CBDT identified non-tax filers through non-filers monitoring system by using data analytics. Several potential non-filers have been identified through the system that carried out high-value transactions in the financial year 2017-18 but have still not filed their income tax returns for the year 2018-19. The department has enabled e-verification of these NMS cases to reduce the compliance cost for the taxpayers by soliciting their response online. The CBDT said that in cases there is no return filed or no response is received within the stipulated time, then the department would consider initiating proceedings under the Income Tax Act 1981. Weather report now. Normal life was disrupted at several places in Himachal Pradesh and Jammu and Kashmir following heavy snowfall and widespread rain. Fresh snowfall was reported in Shimla, Manali, and the minimum temperatures also dipped in Dalhousie, Kufri, Manali, and the administrative centre of Lahore and Spiti Kelong continues to be the coldest place in the state, recording a low of minus 11 degrees Celsius. Meanwhile, weather conditions across Jammu and Kashmir improved today after 3 days of widespread rain and heavy snowfall. Srinagar recorded minus 0.3 degrees Celsius temperature, followed by Pahalgam, which recorded minus 0.5 degrees Celsius. And the World Economic Forum opened on Tuesday in Switzerland's resort town of Divas, focusing on globalization of the fourth industrial revolution. World leaders in politics, economics and technologies have gathered in Davos to discuss how to shape a global architecture, especially in an age featuring fast technological advances. At the co-chair's press conference on Tuesday morning, the WEF founder Klaus Schwab emphasized the importance of globalization being human-centered in an age of rapid technological progress. Schwab also stressed that globalization has to be more inclusive and sustainable. The forum is expected to provide a venue for countries to work together to address major challenges facing mankind. Meanwhile, former RBI Governor Raghuram Rajan on Tuesday made a strong pitch for greater trade collaboration among countries in South Asia. He said that the neighbours should shed fears about Indian dominance as competition would take care of these concerns. Speaking at a session on strategic outlook for South Asia during the World Economic Forum annual meeting, the Chicago University professor said that India shares with its neighbours a variety of strengths as well as challenges. He added that like its neighbours, job creation is a big challenge for India as well. But he said that the country has done exceedingly well in the recent past and there is no reason why it should not continue to grow. He also noted that the harmonization also at times creates problems as seen in European Union, where excess harmonization has led to concerns now. But South Asia can do a lot better on that front.
We want cross-border supply chains. For that, we need really low tariffs so that we can send goods back and forth across borders. The issue of policy certainty also comes here. You don't want to set up a cross-border supply chain if you're not sure what policy will be tomorrow in that country. So tariffs have to be low and stay low.
And in cricket, India is placed comfortably in the first one-day international match against New Zealand. The match was reduced to 49 overs due to sun outrage, while India is chasing now just 156 runs. Now, India is in a comfortable position with 9 wickets in hand, with the opener Rohit Sharma out early for just 11 runs. Earlier, batting first, New Zealand was bundled out for just 157 runs. New Zealand's keeper Kane Williamson was the highest scorer for the Kiwis with a score of 64. For India, Kuldeep Yadav picked up 4 wickets, while Mohammad Shami took 3 wickets to become the fastest Indian to bag 100 ODI wickets. And Commonwealth Games gold medalist weightlifter Sangeeta Chanu ban has been revoked by the International Weightlifting Federation. The 25-year-old Indian lifter was put under provisional supervision in May last year after the IWF claimed that a banned steroid was found in Chanu's urine sample a few days before the World Championship in 2017. The sports apex body informed India Weightlifting Federation and Sangeeta of the development in an email dated 22nd of January. And news from the Australian Open now, where Serena Williams has lost her quarterfinals match. Serena Williams, chasing a milestone 24th Grand Slam triumph, lost to 7th seed Karolina Pliskova, who produced a stunning fight to claim a 6-4, 4-6, 7-5 quarterfinal victory. In another quarterfinal match, Japan's Naomi Osaka beat Ukrainian 6th seed Elena Svitolina in straight sets to reserve a place in the semi-final. And in the men's singles, Rafael Nadal and Stefanos Tsitsipas are through to the semi-finals. Nadal defeated Francis Tiafoe of the United States to set up a clash against Stefanos of Greece, who earlier beat Spain's Roberto Bautista in the quarterfinals. And with that, we wrap up this edition of Midday News. Thanks for watching.